you should have 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 squared is 4. Multiply it by this 4 to get 16. This is 9. 9 plus 16 plus 12. So you'll have 25 plus 12 to get 37. Alright, on this problem, you should start inside the brackets first. Inside the brackets and then inside the parentheses, you have 1 plus 2, which is 3. If you square the 3, you get 9. Times 3 is going to be 27. 2 plus 27 is 29, minus 10 is 19, which you multiply by the 3, add the 2. So that would give you 59. Last one. On this problem, you have to start inside the parentheses to get 2 plus 2, which is 4. Square the 4 to get 16. Multiply it by 2 to get 32. And on the back side, you have a 4. Add those together and you get 38. Pick a number from 1 to 5. The winning number today is 1. If you have your homework completed, if the homework is complete, bring it up now. For the homework, we have 19 present, and we had a total of 4, 8, 9, 12, 15 with homework. So 15 divided by 19 is 79%. I'll go over the answers first for what I have, and then if you have questions about anything that you want to read off to me that you think might still be right, because there could be more than one answer, we'll go through that after I go through these slides, once we finish the answers. Number 1, 5n minus 10. 2, 18 over n, and then plus 6. 3 is 3 over 1/6 x minus 3. 4 is 7x minus x over 3. 5, 3 consecutive integers could be expressed as x plus 1 plus x plus 2. You could also simplify that to 3x plus 3. And we'll check what you have as well if you want to check it after we're done. 6, the quotient of x and the difference of the product of 6 and a number, and 5. 7, the sum of 2 and the quotient of 100 and a number. 8, the sum of 5 and 1/2 of a number. 9, the sum of 2 and the quotient of 100 and x, or just a number. 10, the sum of the product of a number and the quantity of a number less than 5 and the quotient of 10 and a number. For number 5, if you need the sum of 3 consecutive even integers, then it's going to be x for the first one. But how much greater is the second even integer than the first? 2. So the next one is represented as x plus 2. And then after that, how much higher is the second even integer after the first one? Or actually, I should say the third one. It's not too higher than the first one now. It's how much higher? 4. So this is what it should be on my answer key. I believe I wrote x and then x plus 1 and x plus 3. That's not right. I'll go back and fix it before I photograph it. I'll make a note of it. Alright. Now, this is one way you could write it. You could also simplify it down by adding all the x's to get 3x, and then add those together to get plus 6. 3x plus 6 would have been okay as well. Today's objective, the same thing. You're going to interpret the structure of expressions, the parts of an expression, terms, factors, coefficients, and complicated expressions by viewing one or more of their parts as a single entity. Alright, here's an example. The product of 4 and the sum of a number and 5. Where do I start with this? The product implies what? Multiplication. So the product of 4, the 4 would go first, and the sum of a number and 5. How do I represent the sum of a number and 5? X plus 5. Now, if I just wrote that, is it right? Why not? You need parentheses around it, because otherwise you're multiplying the 4 by the x only when it's supposed to be multiplied against the sum of this. So you can have parentheses in your problems even if the word quantity is not written in the expression. Any questions about that problem? Okay. What about this one? 5 more than. What does this mean? Add what? And where do I put it? On the right. 5 more than the product of a number and 12. How do I write the product of a number and 12? 12x. So 12x plus 5. 3 less than the quantity squared of the sum of 4 and the product of a number and 2. So let's just start at the beginning. 3 less than. What does that mean? Minus 3, and where does it go? To the right. So it's going to be 3 less than the quantity squared. Parentheses with the square symbol. Now inside the parentheses, the sum of 4 and 4 plus the product of a number and 2. 2x. If you put 2x plus 4 in the parentheses, that would still be right. 4 plus 2x and 2x plus 4, either way would be good. Any questions about that problem? The quotient of the sum of a number and 3 and the difference of 2 and a number. The quotient of means what? Division. So what should I write? What am I going to use to represent division? Yeah, we can use a fraction bar. The quotient of the sum of a number and 3. So what's the sum of a number and 3? X plus 3. And is the signifier for the quotient. So it's the quotient of this first part, the sum of a number and 3, even though the word and is in that part. But this and has to do with this. Now on the bottom we have the difference of 2 and a number. What do I write for that? 2 minus x. Yes, so x plus 3 over 2 minus x. Try this one and bring it up. Drop it off. On the practice problem, we have 2 more than, so that's plus 2. A number squared is x squared, so x squared plus 2. The answer to the bonus problem should be 4. On the practice problem, the quantity squared means this. The quantity squared of means this will be inside. the sum of, so we'll have a plus, 3 less than the product of 5 and a number. So 3 less than the product of 5 and a number. Here is the bonus problem. The answer to the bonus problem should be 8. You just have to say the answer out loud. That's all you have to do. What would be the value of x for this? That's right. The value would be 1. The choice is C, and here's why. What you would do is keep your x on the left, move that to the right, and change the operation. -2 plus 3 is 1. So it is C. What is the value of x in this one?
B.
I'm hearing all kinds of answers. I think I hear more B's than anything else. All right, here is the solution. Keep your x on the left, the -1 on the right, but move this and change the operation to the other side. So the answer should be D, -7. What is the value of x? Yes. He says it's A. Hamilton. D, C, C, B, C. All right, here is the solution. This 2x, you can leave it where it's at. Leave the 9 where it's at. If you move this to the right and make it minus, you end up with an 8. X equals 8 divided by 2, which is 4. Answer is C. Example 3. I have to write this in words. So what would I write first?
The product of the
You could do the product of 3 and this if you want to, but whenever we have this, that's right. 2 more than, she's right on that part, 2 more than, but did you say the quantity squared next? Okay, that's where we couldn't do that because this isn't 2 more than the quantity squared. This is 2 more than this times this.
So it's 2 more than the product of 3 quantities.
That's right, it's 2 more than the product of 3 and the quantity squared, I'll abbreviate, of what? How do I express this? Of 4 less than a number. That's right. So when you're writing these out, sometimes you have to do the opposite of the order of operations. Here we start with plus before we do the multiplication. Where should I start in this problem?
The sum of 5.
You can start with the 5, and what would I say?
The sum of 5 and the quantity squared of 1 less than a number.
That's right, the sum of 5 and the quantity squared, abbreviating, of, and how do we say this part? 1 less than a number. That is right. Any questions about that? For the practice, you must have the quantity squared, I'm abbreviating, the quantity squared of 3 more than the product of, abbreviating, 2 and a number. To the first 6. Clark might get one this time. This should be 125. Here's how you do it. Start in here, and this will be 3. Squared is 9, times 5 is 45, plus 5 is 50, divided by 10 is 5, to the third power is 125. Starts in 10 seconds.
Oh my God, guys, I missed the bonus.
There ain't another one, is there?
I ain't helping.
To the first 6.
We're doing another one?
I'm not doing it. Yeah, we talk at it.
I think you just put
No
the square
one's
up
gonna
there.
be able to.